junior beginner class. And today we're going to discuss time. And in time, we're going to focus on the units of time, the clock, telling time, and elapsed time. Our first topic of today is the units of time. And we have the second, the minute, the hour, day, week, month, and year. We have a bunch of others, but these are the most common ones. So let's learn about some conversions between these units of time. For example, 60 seconds equals 1 minute. 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. 24 hours is 1 day. 7 days is 1 week. There's about 4 to 5 weeks in 1 month, and there's 12 months in 1 year. Now we move on to our second topic of today, which is clock. And here is a poorly drawn clock that I drew, but it's a picture of a clock. Obviously it won't work because it's just a clock drawn on a paper plate. But anyways, we can still explain how a clock is. So first of all, we have our second hand, which is this pink thing right here. It takes 60 seconds for it to start at 12 and make a rotation and come back. It's that tick-tock sound you hear when you're listening to a clock. Then we have our minute hand, which is this orange thing right here. It takes 60 minutes for this orange hand to go all the way around and come back to 12. And then we have our hour hand, which is going to be our shortest hand right here. It's the green one. And it takes 60 minutes or 1 hour for this hand to travel between any two numbers. And to travel all the way around, it'll take half a day or 12 hours. So now we have a clock. We also have AM and PM. Because if we're going to have this and we say it's 12 o'clock, people are not going to know, like if we're texting someone, they're not going to know if it's AM or PM. And AM and PM basically represent day and night. AM stands for ante-meridian, which is before midday. And PM is post-meridian, which is after midday. This represents night and the morning. Now let's move on to probably the hardest part of this segment, this class, which is telling time. The reason for this is because I completely forgot how to tell time for like the majority of my life, and then my friends taught me again, and now I'm here teaching you. So let's try to tell time. I have my clock taped up here because I didn't want to hold it, and so let's get started. We start with our hour hand because it's our biggest. So if we extend it, it goes between 11 and 12. And we can't have half of an hour and a half. So it's going to be 11 because you can't have 11.5 as your hour. And it hasn't passed the 12 yet. So like I said, the hour is 11. Now let's move on to our minute hand. So if we extend it, we get 5. And the way to find out how many minutes there are is there's 2 ways. We can first count by 5s, and since each segment is 5 minutes, we can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get 25 minutes. Or there's another way. Every time we get to a number, 5 minutes has passed. So we pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. 5 times 5 is 25, which is the number of minutes. And now let's do our second hand. So it's between 2 and 3. So let's just estimate that it's 12. And let's see what the actual time is. And we write it 11, 25, 12 with a colon between each thing. And it can be AM or PM depending on when you're watching this video. If it's in the morning, it's AM. Afternoon, PM. And so, there you go. Now let's move on to our final topic of today, which is elapsed time. Basically, that's another way of saying the difference between the start time and the finishing time. So, let's do an example. Take a Gore math circle. You guys come there every other Saturday. It starts at 2, ends at 5. And we can find the elapsed time. So let's say we have the imaginary number line. We have 12 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And word mound circle starts at 2 and ends at 5. So there's 1, 2, 3 1-hour jumps between 2 and 5. And 3 times 1 is 3, meaning there's 3 hours between 2 and 5. That is the elapsed time. Let's try another example. What is the elapsed time between 3:15 and 5:30? So once again, I've drawn a number line. A number line is one of the easiest ways to find elapsed time. And over time, you can imagine that number line in your head and you don't need to draw it out. So we have 3:15 here, and each of these lines represent the 15-minute blocks within an hour. So 3:15 is here and 5:30 is here. Let's also use another method called chunking, or where we try to find the largest chunks. So our biggest chunk we can have is 1 hour so far. So we take 3:15 and we jump 1 hour to 4:15. Then we can make another hour. So we make another 1 hour jump to 5:15. And then we only have the distance between 5:15 and 5:30, which is the smallest jump so far, which is a 15-minute jump. So with these 3 jumps, we have 2 1 hours, which makes up for 2 hours and 1 15-minute, which is 15 minutes. So the elapsed time between 3:15 and 5:30 is 2 hours and 15 minutes.
My name is Sylesh. My name is Sushant from our math circle. We're going to do junior beginner problem solving problem number 1, winter session 2. A relay running race means one runner runs back, followed by the second runner, followed by the third runner, and finally followed by the fourth runner. The USA relay running race team started the race at 4:15. It takes 5 minutes for each runner to complete the track. At what time did the USA team finish the race? So it takes each runner 5 minutes, so we're underlining 5 minutes for each. So the first runner to the second runner takes them 5 minutes, and the second runner to the third runner takes them 5 minutes, and the third runner to the fourth runner takes them 5 minutes, and the fourth runner all the way to the finish line takes them 5 minutes. What time do they start, Sylesh? 4:15. So if they start at 4:15 and it takes each runner 5 minutes and 5 minutes for 4 runners, then it's 20 minutes. So 4:15 to 20 minutes is equal to 4:35. We're doing problem number 2. Tommy left home at 11:40 in the morning to go to the library. 40 minutes later, he reached the library. He read a book there for 2 hours, 30 minutes. At what time did Tommy leave the library? When did Tommy left home? 11:40 a.m. Tommy read a book for 2 hours and 30 minutes. He reached library after 40 minutes. So he's not in home for while he was reading a book and while reaching the library. So we need to add all those to get the answer, to get the how long he wasn't in home. That's 3 hours and 10 minutes. So now we found out how long he's not in home, but he up to when he left. So all we need to do is just add those 2 together and see how long we get. And let's just count together. 11:40. First, let's add the 10 minutes. 11:40, 11:50. Now add the hours. 12:50, 1:50, 2:50. So the answer is 2:50 p.m. We are on problem number 3. The numbers 3, 7, 5, 8, 9 were written into the squares so that the sum of the numbers in the row is equal to the sum of the numbers in the column. Which which number was written on the center square. So let's try option number 3. So if 3 is in the center square and we put 5 over here and 7 on the top square and 8 over here and 9 here, what's the sum for each? Let's go and add. 7 plus 3, 10 plus 9, 19. 8 plus 3, 11 plus 5, 16. They're not equal. So 3 doesn't work, so we're going to cross 3 out. So let's try with 5. So what's the sum? Let's go and add together. 3 plus 5, 8 plus 9, 17. 7 plus 5, 12 plus 8, 20. That doesn't work. Yeah, so let's try with 8. So 5 doesn't work. You can try with all the numbers in your home. So we're going to try with 8. So let's see the sum. So 7 plus 8, 15 plus 5 equals to 20. 3 plus 9, 12 plus 8, 20. They're both equal. So it looks like 8 is the answer. Yes, so 8 will be our answer. We're going to do problem number 4. There were 5 flags on a straight track of a race. The first one was the start and the last one at the finish. The distance between 2 neighboring flags was 8 feet. How long was the track? So there's 5 flags. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flags. So there is 5 flags. The first one was at the starting one, while the last one is at the finish. The distance from 2 neighboring flags is 8 feet. We see here to here is 8 feet, here to here is 8 feet, here to here is 8 feet, here to here is 8 feet. So that means you can find out 8 times 2 for 16 feet from here to here, 16 feet from here to here. Then what about the whole thing? There's 4 distance from one to another. So what's 8 times 4? 32. So the answer is 32 feet. So the answer is A.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you have any questions, you can email info@agourmathcircle.org or comment below and we'll reply back. Maybe. And if you want to see practice things or anything about us, you can visit our website, which is basically the end of the email, but without the info and the end. So bye!